Hello everybody, it's Christine. It is time for a scrapbook process video. It is time for a Color Rush Studios design team video. And this is the Spring Fling kit, or part of it. I pulled out the pieces I'm going to use. So my picture is a picture of my Shaylee, the girl that runs my nutrition club. She takes tons of really cute images for the marketing for the Instagram. And she took this one, and I thought it was really cute because it's got this little rug here where it says "Be Happy." It's just a picture like of the shake, and it's got this little rug. But I just thought this was so cute because of the "Be Happy," and I wanted to use this honeycomb paper. I mean, that is just so perfect, right? Some kind of way. I don't have the design figured out quite yet, but I want that. And then I pulled out this little piece here. I used on my last layout because in the little journaling spots, there's this little card here that's got the little bee, and it's got that little piece of like faux washi tape. And I thought, okay, that could be cute. And this can be some kind of something. I don't know yet what. And then I want to kind of, I've been eyeing this piece here because I kind of want to cut like some of the little pieces out because they look like stitching. And I thought, you know, what if I cut out some of the pieces like outside their stitching? I want the stitching. So I'm going to kind of think on this. I don't really know exactly yet how, but I'm imagining I'm going to cut out pieces with the stitching, and do something over here. Or, you know, with the layout. So that's that. And then, of course, I do have the chipboard stickers, and they have little bee pieces, okay? And then this has little bee pieces, too, in the little florals. So I might put a flower. I'm not certain yet, but I know there's tons of these little bee pieces. So that's what I have at the moment. Oh, you guys. What did I do? Hold on. Oh, and of course there's this little bit of stuff here because it's got the little, I'm sorry about the crinkles, y'all. But look how cute. It's basically the rug. I mean, is that not, that's so cute. So I have to use that. And I may end up using this little guy here. Maybe I'll do it as a stencil. I'm not certain. Because there's also this little hexagon here. So I got those pieces. So I kind of for sure want to use those. Look at the little ladybugs. I think I'm going to save the ladybugs though. Because I may do a layout about my daughter or something. And I never called her ladybug or anything like that, but you know. So kind of leaning toward using these. I may end up using this burlap too. And this stencil here. I don't know. I have to think on these pieces because I don't have my design ready. So I'll think on those. But that's kind of what I'm starting with. So, and I went ahead and printed my photo, by the way, with a white border. And then that way I don't have to use a piece of white cardstock if I don't want to. All right, so let me get thinking about my design, and I'll be back on in a minute. So you guys, I told you I hadn't figured out the design yet. And in just a little bit, you'll see I did figure out the design. And it was a silly little, I should have known better. Anyway, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm cutting this little quilted paper down. Of course, Saturn has to jump up in it. So I'm going to have to move her, or she moves out of the way or something. But I'm going to cut out these little pieces here. And my thought was, it's already kind of done this way in a way, but it's like, you know, they're kind of layered on top of each other and sewed. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting out pieces that I'm then going to layer essentially vertically. I guess that's kind of how I went. I guess I'll go ahead and tell you. So I started working on this layout, and then I happened to get into our design team group. I don't know what made me do that. I went over there looking for something. And I see that we've got a sketch. And I know there's a sketch challenge every month. And I didn't think about it initially. I mean, technically I knew that we had one coming or it was there or something. But I didn't connect any dots. And so I started messing with this. And I'm actually going to be able to do the sketch challenge because I started kind of down that path anyway with my design. Just kind of going vertical with this picture. So in a minute, I'm going to drop the sketch in the upper left corner and you'll see what I'm talking about. But for the moment, I'm just kind of showing you that I'm kind of piecing this little quilted paper together, you know, puzzle piecing it together. I have trimmed my photo. It had a white border when I printed it, so I just trimmed off kind of the extras. And now I'm cutting this vertical stripe, or strip rather, because it's a little, what is that, gingham, I guess. Now, I will tell you, at the moment, sorry, I got something on my phone, I had to blow it off. I think I cut this at like 4 1/4 or something along those lines, just a hair over 4 feet, or 4 feet, grief, 4 inches. And then I cut 2 little blue vertical border strip things. And I'm going to mess with this for just a little bit. I keep messing with these little pieces, you guys. Sometimes I don't glue stuff down, which is not a bad thing, because honestly, I figure out later I need to do something. But I kind of try to dry fit it and things shift around and all that. But I decided I also want to map my photo. And I'm looking at this kind of creamy colored background. But I decided that's just too close to the white. I don't think it'll show up. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to probably do this little patch, quilted patch thing. Well, this is where I realized, Christine, you're already kind of going down the path of the sketch. Why don't you just use the sketch? Now, I am flipping it. So mine's going to be, instead of a horizontal type design there, it's going to flip to be vertical. But I was thinking to myself, you are making this so hard on yourself. Just use the sketch. I don't know what I mean, I guess I kind of started down the path of design before I actually thought about the sketch, but then I was like, oh my goodness, I'm already going that direction, so just let's use the sketch. So I did use the creamy colored middle of the circular wreath. Initially, I thought I might cut a green piece here, and then I changed my mind. I go, no, I actually don't think I like the green against all the quilted pattern things, so I'm looking at this. And then I thought to myself, I'm going to get that cut. And I go, no, I'm not going to be able to. Christine, you're going to mess that up. And you know what? It's fine. I don't need that anyways. So I've got my little white circle now, or a creamy colored circle, I guess. It's white, I guess. And I decided to pull out my little Distress Oxide. It's actually called, I think, Wild Honey. And I thought, well, that's just kind of normal. You know, or that's just kind of, it's a sign, right, that you need to use it. And so I decided to ink the edges of my circle. Now, I'm actually going to end up trying to put this down there and put my photo on there and realize that my little gingham piece is too wide. So in just a moment, you're going to see, I'm going to start kind of dry fitting again together. I got to get my baby wipe out, y'all. That ink was all over the place. And I need to wash my little rag I had, but that was helpful, the baby wrap. I did get some baby wipes at the store the other day. I hadn't had any in a while, and I definitely have a big mess on my desk sometimes. So here's where I go, okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my little photo mat of my little quilted piece here, and I'm really just doing it kind of for the colors. You can't really tell it's a quilted thing when I get done. Of course, I put on there crooked, and it does kind of matter because the lines, you know, are straight or whatever. So I'm going to cut this out. I will scuff the edges, by the way. I don't think I told you that. I scuffed the edges of the gingham, the blue, all the various little quilted pieces. I did use my Tim Holtz Distresser, and I did go along all of those just to give myself some texture. And so I'm just going to kind of I'm going to glue this together and start dry fitting it and realize it's too wide. And you'll see what I mean in just a minute. It's essentially the same width as my photo, and it doesn't look right. So I'm going to set this down. I got my circle, and you see that it's exactly the same width as my photo, and I do not care for that. Now, actually, ultimately, I'm going to offset this circle anyways, but it didn't feel right to me. So I'm going to actually go away. I'm going to try to peel the blue back. So I thought, well, I just glued that on there, but I'm just going to trim it off and re-glue a new piece on there. And so now I've done that, and then now I'm gluing back together I'm gluing all my little pieces together here. I've just glued them with some wet glue. And you see here, I'm kind of offsetting my circle. So it's not going to be exactly in the middle like in the sketch. It's offset just a tad. And I did that because I had a really big, I shouldn't say big, but it's just there's more quilted pieces on the right side than there is on the left. So I shifted it over, and then also I'm going to put my little journaling card on the right side. So I've deviated from the sketch a little bit, but I don't think it's too bad. And I think you can see the sketch in my layout here. So, because I'm going to just put a tiny bit of journaling, and the journaling is just going to say, I really love the bee theme at our nutrition club. It was Shaylee's idea, and it's just so fun and unique. You guys, this girl has put the cutest stuff. If you go like to TJ Maxx or any little places, there's always some little bee themed something. You know, I guess bee themes is, I don't know that I've ever noticed it in somebody's home, but it must have been because there's a ton of home decor with bees. She has like a little gnome. There's like Be Kind, of course, and there's all kinds of little cute little she has like little art, little pictures. There's stuff for we got some little bee push pins for the bulletin board. I mean, it's just adorable. So I just love that theme. And so I'm trying to capture that idea here. That little rug is just too cute. So again, I've kind of offset my circle, and I put my little journaling card there. And in a minute, I'm going to get off into my ephemeras. And, actually, I think I get my chipboard first because there's some bees on the chipboard. There's tons of bees, you guys. And actually, there's 2 on the sketch. There's 2 little bees indicated on the sketch. And they have like little trails or whatever, little flying trails. So I knew I wanted the little bees on there. But when I start pulling these things out in a minute, not the chipboard so much because there's only like, I think 3 or 4 little bees on the chipboard. It's not so bad. First though, you guys, I'm so distracted. I wanted to use for sure these little like leatherette pieces. I'm calling them leatherette because they have this really interesting texture. The back side is like fabricy, but the front side is very smooth. Again, almost it's like a faux leather. I want to call it vegan, but then on the other hand, it's not shiny or nothing. It's just like a very smooth texture. Almost looks like a wood grain, but it's got a nice little smooth texture with a little, I think she burns those in. Some kind of way, like, burns in the design. So it's not printed on. It's actually like, it's like burned in, if that makes sense. And I just love it because one little piece says, you know, be kind. And then the other little piece has the little bee on it. So I for sure want to use those on this layout. And I decided my title would be Grow. I mean, it could really be anything. It could be the Be Happy. It could be the Be Kind. But I guess I'll use Grow because, you know, we're just trying to grow our business. So in my mind, that's what that kind of means. And then I do decide I want to add some florals. I wasn't certain at first, but I do decide I like these real big florals. They give me a spot to kind of base kind of my bees around, if that makes sense. Like, you know, bees kind of fly around flowers. So in my head, I'm going, okay, these bees need to kind of be around some flowers. You guys, I don't know. You know, when you're doing a layout, it's like, what kind of thoughts are you having? And, you know, why did you pick certain things? I mean, sometimes it's because you're just trying to fit it in a space or you're trying to create a color or something. But then sometimes on the thematic ones, it's like, well, what made me pick that? Well, because bees fly around a flower. Plus it's in the ephemera pack. I mean, look at all this, y'all. And I start pulling this stuff apart and look at all those bees. There's just tons of them. So I may go outside because it is kind of springtime and take some pictures of some flowers and things in the yard. Because, of course, you know, I don't know if I'll catch any bees. I don't recall seeing too many bees. I see wasp, y'all. I'm down here in Texas, and we get those red wasp, and they're mean. And you have to pay attention because they'll build their little nest right by your door and stuff. So my husband has to usually knock those down. But bees are a little more difficult to find, I think, usually. So anyways, I'm going to start kind of putting these bees around these flowers. And I'll end up using a couple, 3 chipboard pieces, and then I'll use some of the paper ones. And the paper ones I'll end up putting up on foam. I think all but one of them. I'll also add foam behind the edges of the flowers. And I do put the photo up on foam if I haven't already. So again, I'm just trying to figure these out here. I'm going to put basically 3 little bees in each of the sections. So this is, again, a little bit of a deviation from the sketch, but I think still, you know, that you can see it. I kind of love how this layout turned out. It's really pretty and almost feminine in a way with the flowers and things like that. And I love my little honeycomb paper background. I will end up actually also pulling out some white paint splatters, and I'll also end up using my Distress ink to create some of the little yellow splatters actually as well at the end. So here's kind of my dry fit. Now, I don't ever make y'all sit there, generally speaking, sit and watch me glue stuff down. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to glue stuff down. And I've glued everything down. Like I said, I put the foam up underneath some of the bees and the edges of the flowers and stuff like that. Here's me trying to get this white paint on here without making too big a mess, but that's always a trick. It ends up going everywhere. I have got to start using one of those little boxes that you splatter in. I just have to, you guys. I got to stop messing around. I got to think about it. And here's me just getting the yellow, and I just use a little paintbrush with a little bit of water and sprinkled it. Basically the same areas I just put the white paint. And I don't actually do the journaling on camera or anything like that, but I'm just going to put that on my little journaling card. Again, I just kind of talk about how I love the little bee motif. And then basically, I think that's about it, you guys. I think I clean up my little mess here, and why I make you watch me do that is beyond me. I should have probably cut that out. But, you know, sometimes I do edit well, and sometimes I leave stuff in you probably don't care to see. But that's definitely showing you that I got that ink everywhere. And that's all I'm going to do the layout, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out the website. I always try to drop the link below. There's also a Facebook group. So if you join the monthly kit, you can join the Facebook group. You can, I'll put my little discount code below. If you use Christine10 for your first order, you get 10% off. It is a wonderful, I love the little exclusives that come. I mean, you always have a really nice base of quality paper, but then she's got these cute exclusives. That little hexagon with that bee is adorable. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.